A lot of my viewers have been asking how the new PetSafe Guardian Plus tracking collar compares with the SpotOn fence. And ultimately, which collar is going to let you sit back and relax in your yard knowing that your dog is safe, even when they're off leash. My team got our hands on the new PetSafe Guardian Plus tracking collar, not to be confused with the original Guardian that doesn't offer tracking. Now, does PetSafe's new Guardian GPS Plus tracking collar edge out the first-in-class SpotOn GPS fence? Let's find out. Whichever collar you choose, the links in the video description will get you the best deal and help keep our content free at no cost to you. Even if these companies aren't running a sale, our exclusive discounts will help bring that cost down. Now, there are a lot of features and technical details that differentiate these collars, but I'm going to try to focus on the aspects that probably matter most to most dog owners. Let's start with the elephant in the room, pricing. The PetSafe Guardian GPS Plus tracking runs at about $500 as I'm filming. A subscription is required, and the monthly plan is about $10 a month, and the yearly plan is about $90 a month. However, that's only for the first year. At year 2, the price goes up to about $100 a year. SpotOn usually runs at about $1,000, although it's on sale for about $900 as I'm filming. While a subscription isn't required, it's sure nice to have for live tracking and real-time notifications on your phone. Subscriptions start at about $10 a month, although you can knock that price down by signing up for longer terms. So depending on how you feel about subscriptions, the Guardian with tracking is looking pretty good. So let's talk setup. PetSafe says it takes about an hour or two to get the new Guardian GPS Plus tracking collar up and running. In our experience, that was true. It took a lot of minor troubleshooting, like turning the collar on and off, restarting the app, redoing some steps in the setup process, those types of things. We found it to be closer to 2 hours from start to finish. With SpotOn, the setup has been more streamlined in our experience. You still gotta set up your account, connect the collar over Bluetooth, and make sure you're getting a strong GPS signal. But overall, we found the setup to be easier with SpotOn. I'm sure you can get up and running in 30 minutes, probably a lot less than that. When it came time to set up fences, we ran into some similar issues with the PetSafe Guardian Plus tracking. Every time we changed a setting, like when loading a new fence or changing the correction settings, we'd have to do some minor troubleshooting. Again, turning the collar off, restarting the app, and reconnecting over Bluetooth. Yeah, definitely a little bit more connectivity issues than I'm used to, especially like needing to reboot and reconnect the collar after changing the static correction settings or uploading a new fence. You know, maybe that happens sometimes with the other collars, but it's definitely not an every time thing. But we were able to make a fence. And the big thing I noticed here is that the only option you have at this time, from what I can tell, is to draw a map manually by tapping on your phone. Setting up fences with the SpotOn has been easier and more elegant in our experience. You can have a fence up and running in under 2 minutes by drawing it manually, or better yet, you can take the collar outside and walk your desired boundary. The collar will drop the fence posts for you automatically. SpotOn also allows you to create GPS-based home zones and keep-out zones to further increase the fence's functionality. As always, I wore the new Guardian GPS Plus tracking collar on my own neck to see how it performs in action. It was a little hard to judge the accuracy of the boundary because we're drawing it on the phone rather than actually walking it. What I can say is that as with all GPS collars, there was a little bit of boundary drift. The other thing that we observed in testing was that the boundary feedback only consists of a single alert prior to advancing to correction. As with SpotOn, the static correction was turned off by default, which we always prefer. That said, when we turned the static correction on to see how it felt, I found it to be fairly gentle yet noticeable, at least on the lowest setting. Yep, okay, and it is a very gentle, pulsating static, much like the original Guardian, but very noticeable. I don't know if you can see my face twitching, can certainly feel it. Our experience with SpotOn has been that it holds the boundary lines more accurately than other products, although there is still some GPS drift. What I really like about the SpotOn collar is its feedback system. When your dog gets close to the boundary, it emits an alert tone.
So I'm at the first beep. It's a bit of a beep-doo, beep-doo.
If they continue on towards the boundary, it switches over to a more pronounced warning tone.
You get that secondary beep, more of an audible tone.
And then, of course, if they do cross the boundary, it'll switch over to that correction.
Now I'm going to keep crossing. Okay, so that's not so bad. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely feel it.
I'd say SpotOn has the edge here, and their feedback system will probably make more sense to your dog, meaning it'll be an easier training process. A few other considerations for you guys. I'd say the app is more developed with the SpotOn, it's easier to navigate and use, and it has a little more to offer for pet owners. The PetSafe Guardian Plus tracking collar has the hand-up-on battery life. It runs for about 48 hours on a full charge, whereas you're really only getting about a day's use with SpotOn. The SpotOn comes in 3 sizes, whereas the PetSafe Guardian GPS Plus tracking only comes in 1. That means that if you have a dog with a smaller neck, you're going to have a lot of extra strap here, although it should be pretty easy to cut off once you find a proper fit. Now, all things said and done, I still think that the SpotOn is the top performing GPS dog fence. they continue to innovate and make this collar better and better for dog owners. The PetSafe Guardian with tracking is obviously cheaper, and if you're willing to learn with them as they develop the product, you can definitely save a few bucks in the short term. Don't forget to click those links in the video description to get a discount on your pup's GPS dog fence collar. I'll leave the next videos playing right here, and until next time, dog lovers, keep those tails wagging.